So, according to the Anfield Agenda Twitter account via Ben Jacobs, Liverpool don't plan to sign Khephren Thuram following the signing of Dominik Szoboszlai. Price was not an obstacle, club focusing on Romeo Lavia. Now, I told you guys many, many times over the past month that the price for Khephren Thuram was going to be 35 million. I'm glad to see that today in the media that's been borne out there, despite other people trying to say 60, that the price wasn't the reason why Liverpool may potentially not press ahead with a move for Thuram. I do feel a little bit for the lad if Liverpool decide not to go for Thuram and just bring in Lavia. Again, I want whatever Jurgen Klopp wants, whatever he decides I'm happy with. But you've got to feel for the lad, because it looked for a good chunk of the past month that Khephren Thuram was going to potentially become a Liverpool player. Now, I do have a little thought process in my head. If we miss out on Lavia, do we return in for Koné again? Because there's been some talks today, which I'll speak about, linking us to Koné once again. James Pearce has said that Nat Phillips is now attracting interest from not just Leeds United, but by the way, Leeds United, Daniel Farke took them over as manager today, but he's also now attracting interest from Feyenoord. And again, Liverpool want a fee of about 10 million. David Lynch said, Liverpool no longer pursuing a move for Nice midfielder Khephren Thuram. Talks were held, but Dominik Szoboszlai ultimately emerged as a preferred target. And look, as much as I would have liked Thuram, I've said this again once and I'll say it again, there's no competition there. If Liverpool were eyeing up either Khephren Thuram or Dominik Szoboszlai, we made the right move. We did the right thing. We've got the far better player with a far higher ceiling, with far more versatility and the ability to help us break down low blocks, help us break down teams that are defending deep. So let's wait and see. But again, I think Dominik Szoboszlai was the right call from the club. Melissa Reddy, on a piece that she did for Sky Sports, said, Thiago is attracting interest, and if a suitable offer is made, he will be allowed to leave Liverpool. So again, we've seen this, and we've wondered this ourselves out loud when we've been talking to the chat and stuff over the past couple of weeks. Is Thiago the most likely if something was to happen? Now, I've read some pieces that said Thiago has turned down a couple of offers already to go and play in Saudi, but that doesn't mean that there isn't going to be an offer maybe from Barca, from, I think it was Fenerbahce, Galatasaray or Besiktas, one of the Turkish clubs were interested. And again, from Liverpool's perspective, you could understand why they may allow him to move on if he's happy to move, because you're talking about freeing up about 10 million quid a year in wages. And 10 million for a player who's probably going to have a bit part role over the next 12 months before his contract initially or comes to an end. David Lynch also said Liverpool's interest in Thuram now ended. A move for Romeo Lavia appears increasingly likely. Now, the problem with the Romeo Lavia thing is, I hope we haven't got all our eggs in the Lavia basket. I'm not saying we won't get him. I'm not saying we will get him. Honestly, I don't know. But we know that there is other interest there. We know Chelsea are there. We know Arsenal are there. And also that Arsenal are looking to push for this deal when they tie up Declan Rice. Now, I also read a piece earlier on today that said that Lavia is leaning more towards Arsenal. I've got no clue if that's true or not. But you wonder, are we looking at a plan B in case we don't get Romeo Lavia? Now, Liverpool are apparently using the £40 million buyout clause that Manchester City have inserted in there for 2024 as a clause to kind of give them an idea of what they'd go in and bid for. We know that Liverpool have spoken to his representatives, according to many journalists, but no offer as of yet had been forthcoming. Now, a little bit more on Thiago. David Ornstein has been speaking, and he said, Thiago Alcantara has rejected formal offers from Saudi Arabia in recent weeks. Proposal was to the 32-year-old's camp. Nothing came to Liverpool yet. Despite his contract ending in 2024, the midfielder is expected to stay at Liverpool as things stand. Important last few words there. Again, Paul Joyce has been saying Liverpool are weighing up whether to make an approach for Southampton's 19-year-old defensive midfielder Romeo Lavia. So it does look like Lavia is the one that Liverpool have prioritised here. It's just how we time it, can we get it done, and if Arsenal do come in for the kid, does he have a preference? Does he have a preference to Arsenal like some of the media suggest? I don't know. I'm being really honest and saying I haven't got a clue what way the club are leaning, what way he is leaning on this one. Fabrizio Romano on Romeo Lavia, this is what he had to say. Liverpool have been in contact with the agents of Lavia for 2 weeks, Sources expect Liverpool to open talks with Southampton soon. They face competition from Arsenal and Chelsea. Now, for Chelsea, we know who they really want. We know that they want Moise Caicedo. It's just a matter of if that deal becomes prohibitively too expensive, then maybe they'll come and revisit. But again, the hope from our point is that we've already stolen a march on them. But we can't rule out Arsenal because, let's be honest, they have a Champions League club, a young manager, they're rebuilding the team very well, they're making some statement signings. And sometimes, and I hate to admit this, some players just like the lure of playing in London. Also on Bobby Firmino, Fabrizio Romano has said, Bobby Firmino, Al-Hilal player. And then there's a picture of Bobby in the shirt. So, look, Bobby's moved over. Again, can't thank Bobby enough for his amazing service to our football club. And I feel like it was right that he had the right himself to decide where he goes for the next chapter in his career. Now, I do have something on the centre-back for you guys. So, we spoke a couple of weeks ago about Per Schurz and how Liverpool were interested in the Torino defender. Well, Napoli, as I said to you before, look like they're going to try and rival Liverpool for the signing. Liverpool apparently, according to this article from Calcio Mercato, has had a €30 million bid rejected for the Dutchman. A fee of €40 million is what's wanted. And again, I don't know if he's the preference. I don't know if Inacio is, albeit I've been told don't expect a bid for Inacio. We need a left-sided centre-back, so let's wait and see. We know that Napoli are losing their star centre-back to Bayern Munich, and Napoli have apparently offered €25 million with €3 million in bonuses, and that has been rejected by the Serie A club as well. A little bit on Micky van de Ven. Again, according to Fabrizio Romano, Van de Ven wants Spurs move. Now, I'm not going to try and undermine Fabrizio in any way. He knows his onions. But what I will say is I'm very, very confident that if Micky van de Ven is the one Liverpool want, that he would choose us over Spurs. But I can't tell you if he's the one Liverpool want or not. It says Liverpool-linked defender Micky van de Ven has expressed his desire to join Tottenham Hotspur, according to Fabrizio Romano. He said Micky van de Ven's camp told Wolfsburg of the player's strong desire to join Spurs. Negotiations are underway between Tottenham and Wolfsburg. He's among top targets revealed last week. Contacts with Edmund Tapsoba are still ongoing as of now. Deal on. So again, another one that we could potentially look to miss out on. On Joel Matip, I've got some information there for you as well. Besiktas are apparently interested in bringing Joel Matip over, and that's coming from Fanatic, who claim the Besiktas are interested in signing Liverpool defender Joel Matip this summer, which again would only make sense if Liverpool are willing to or are going to go out there and get another centre-back. And I hope we are. I think we are. And I've read a lot to say that Klopp wants a young one in, a young centre-back. Now, the last thing that I have for you before I go back to the comments is a piece coming from France that said Liverpool are very interested in Manu Koné. It goes on to say that the Reds are very interested in the technical profile of the Borussia Mönchengladbach midfielder and intend to recruit him this summer. His transfer could therefore be completed in the coming days. Now, your first question is the same as my first question, right? I thought he was injured. If he's injured, how could he pass a medical? I don't know. I don't know the extent of his injury, and I don't know the extent of Liverpool's interest. I would imagine that he's a plan B if Romeo Lavia doesn't work out. But again, I want to know from you guys, do you think he should be plan A? Would you prefer to see him brought in for a lesser fee, or do you think Romeo Lavia is the one? I also want to know how disappointed you are that Liverpool may have ended their interest in Khephren Thuram. So that is it for me on the transfer roundup. It's now over to you guys. Let me know your thoughts. And of course, if you haven't dropped a like, please do.